Nearly $1 billion has gone into the sacrifice black hole for Pulse X. Are you bullish, my fellow Ethereans? Are you bullish for the Pulse X project ending, or the sacrifice will be ending next month on the 25th? Well, I am bullish to the moon and beyond, to the next galaxy, to the next universe, to the next moon in those universes. Yeah. BFAM is heavily bullish. And I will be doing a video breaking down why certain points about this project, why BFAM is so bullish. But anyway, let's talk some FUD. Yeah, we like FUD. We like fear, uncertainty, and doubt, especially when the Bitcoin prices and crypto market in general is coming down in price. Guess who comes out of the woodworks when this happens? Guess who? Excuse me. Guess who comes? Guess who? Our good old friend Peter Schiff. Let's hear what he got. Let's hear what my brother has to say. Come, Peter.
You have this world that is based on the dollar already. Even though it's intrinsically worthless, it's still functioning. And the dollar loses value slowly, right? Every year, inflation, it loses a little value. If we still had real money, like gold, it wouldn't be losing any value. It would be stable.
I guess the thing that I keep hearing about Bitcoin is...
So, here he said, the dollar keeps on losing value, right? Paper money, losing value over time. Gold is stable. Now, are we going to make any money out of gold? I'm going to show you a chart. Let me show you a chart. Let me show you a chart of gold right now, right? Now, this is a monthly chart. Every candlestick that you're looking on is a monthly chart going back to 1993. People, I remember back in the days, we was rolling our chops on our wrist, right? Big money back in them days. We were going to the pawn shop and pawn our traps for some money, so we can buy some, you know what, for those people who know what I'm talking about, and go back, 6 months later, pay them back with a little bit of interest and get our gold back. Now, that was 1993. Gold went up to $2,000 back in 2011. It took a dump. 2015 was its lowest point at $1,000. And now we are at $1,800. People, the time frame that you have to wait to get some decent return on gold is absolutely despicable. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm not saying that you shouldn't have gold or silver in your portfolio. No, I'm not saying that at all. But if you look on this chart, back in 2020, March, when the pandemic hit, we were at round about $1,600, give or take. It done a 30% move. It went back up to nearly 2,000, just over 2,000, right? Just over 30% you would have made on your money from March 2020 up until August 2020. Yeah? 30%. Now, come on, Ethereans. We see 30% in a day with some of these cryptocurrencies. You know that. This gold thing is just long. Now, don't get me wrong. As I said, for any of you out there that have gold, you trade gold, do your thing. But Peter, this guy's a gold bug. He loves gold, right? Mr. Peter Schiff, he loves gold. And he hates Bitcoin. As I said, every time the Bitcoin price comes down, he comes out doing interviews saying Bitcoin, this is the title of this video. Economist reveals why Bitcoin is going to zero. You know what, my fellow Ethereans? I think he meant to say why Bitcoin is going to add another zero at some point. So, from $100 to 1,000, from 1,000 to 10,000, to 10,000 to 100,000, etc. He means that the other way around, because I've been in the market since 2017, and I know he's been around probably a little while before then talking about Bitcoin. every time talking negativity about Bitcoin, which, you know, I ain't got a problem with that. But he's been screaming Bitcoin's been going to zero since I've been in the market. Now, I don't know about you. My fellow Ethereans. But does this look like Bitcoin's going to zero? Does this chart look like Bitcoin is going to zero? I don't know what the problem is with Peter. I don't know. What did Bitcoin, you know, beat him up in a dark alleyway? I don't know. The guy can't even pick up Bitcoin. But he hates Bitcoin with a passion. The guy hates numbers. He hates maths with a passion. I don't know his problem. I ain't got a problem with Peter. But I guess you always have people on the other side of things, and that's okay. We love them anyway. But my point being, if you bought Bitcoin in March 2020, when the big pandemic hit, the lockdown, boy, you would have made over 9 times your money if you had sold around the 60,000 give or take mark. All right, 9 times your money, people. 9 times your money. As opposed to gold, 30% your money at the top of that chart. Let's take a look at silver. What silver's doing? What is silver doing? Silver went to an all-time high of $50 back in April 2011. It hasn't even reached back to $50. The highest it's reached was as of July 2020. It was at around $30. Silver is just like gold. Slow, snail pace. Now, don't get me wrong. You can make some money trading it. But as a long-term investor, man, you got to wait some serious years, decades before you see a decent amount on your money. And if you call that a decent amount compared to cryptocurrency, no, that's not a decent amount. We call that chump change in crypto land. That's why, BFam, I ain't really got time for gold and silver right now. I really ain't. I mean, I got a little, but that's it. I'm not buying no more gold and silver. I ain't got time for it, my people. I've got no time. I'm straight in the trenches with crypto. But who at the moment is buying Bitcoin? Who at the moment out of these, these big time investors? Because Peter Schiff, he's a big time investor. He's a gold guy. He loves gold, and he keeps on preaching gold that like gold's gonna make the average person a multimillionaire. It's not, Peter. It's not happening, Peter. It's not happening. Anyway, let's hear what Bill Miller has to say about Bitcoin.
The rule of law. So, why such confidence in it as an investment, aside from the fact that it certainly has worked really well and more people are kind of jumping on the bandwagon?
There's several different ways to approach that.
Yeah.
I would say that right now, it's best thought of as digital gold. So gold is, as people have said, a store of value for 5,000 years.
Right.
And gold is what people typically fled to when the governments tried to, inflate them out. And in the United States, Franklin D. Roosevelt confiscated everybody's gold in 1933. You had to turn it in or you went to jail. So they can't confiscate your Bitcoin because there's
Let's pause that. Did you hear that, people? Back in the 1930s, the president of the United States confiscated people's gold. Did you hear what he said afterwards? You can't do that with Bitcoin. Yee! Come on, Billy. And according to this, Bill has put 50% of his net worth into Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies. And he recommends a 1% allocation. This was January the 7th, 2022. Yeah? A few days ago, last week. And this interview with my good old pal Peter, this was like the 5th of January. So, just over a week ago, again. So these are all recent guys coming out, one pro-Bitcoin, one against Bitcoin. And let's have another person who's against Bitcoin. This Indian billionaire, he explains why he would never, ever buy Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies. So let's hear what he has to say.
Put my mind on the Bitcoins. And
So
no
you don't
government
get-
is ever going to give up. Yeah.
No, I was just saying you don't get the FOMO feeling, the fear of missing out when, your peers would be like, but see how much money people have made.
So see, there have been so many times when Markets have gone up and have stayed out. Right? You don't have to join every party in town, Tanvi. You should go to the parties which you like. And I will never buy a Bitcoin in my life.
Right.
Hey, you should go to the party which you like. So I agree with him on that. If you don't like that market, stay out of it. And you hear what he said. He will never buy Bitcoin. Cool, Mr. Indian billionaire. It's all love, my friend. It's all love. But who is for Bitcoin? My man, Mr. Kevin, this guy O'Leary. Now, back in the day, a few years back, Kevin O'Leary or O'Liar, some people call him. He's made a few liars, you know, but hey, it's all good, Kevin. We love you same way. Now, back in the day, he was against Bitcoin, he says, but on one video back in the day, he was for Bitcoin. But hey, now he is totally, he's a DeFi degen right now. Kevin is a DeFi cryptocurrency NFT degenerate to the max. Let's hear what Kevin has to say.
End of the day, what determines the platform's success and value is adoption rate and acceleration of adoption. And the only way that occurs is that they have done some development that solves an economic problem. I always say this about digital currencies and digital platforms. What problem are you solving?
Boom. Kevin, he's on point on what he just said there. What problem is it solving? So put that jewel in your bag, my fellow Ethereans. When you're researching these projects, make sure whatever cryptocurrency that you're putting your money in as a long-term investment, make sure they're solving some viable problem. Because if they ain't, you may want to rethink your strategy. Now, throughout this video, Kevin talks about how NFTs will be bigger than Bitcoin. Hey, Kevin is a NFT degenerate right now. Degen to the max, people. Absolutely heinous. So, go and check it out. Go and check it out, people. One more. Somebody who's against Bitcoin. Who else we got there? Who else? We like to
Your
look at
thoughts on crypto?
both sides. Here we go.
Sure. So I think crypto is a fascinating phenomenon. I think it's a brilliant technology. I kick myself for not understanding it's one of the best speculations ever. I should have been there, Bitcoin $100 or whatever. But it's not a place where I would feel comfortable personally putting any meaningful amount of assets, and therefore I wouldn't invest, our firm's assets in.
Because
So hey, Billy Boy was like, it's phenomenal, it's great, it done some crazy numbers. But on the other hand, I'm not putting any, big amount of money in Bitcoin right now. So, hey, check out Bill Ackman. Hey, these people say one thing and do another. But I ain't judging. I ain't judging people. But that's just giving my fellow Ethereans the viewpoints on both sides of the spectrum. People that are for it and people that are against it. Because you always have to look on both sides of the spectrum and then come up with your own conclusion on what you personally are going to do. And that's the way how to make a decision in this cryptocurrency stroke investing stroke trading game. So I hope you enjoyed that video. And before I go, keep your immune system pumped up in this day and age, people. Please keep it pumped up, because you should always keep your immune system pumped up by eating the best you can, right? Please. And go and check out my man, Caffrey, Back to Basics. This video, Immune Systems, he breaks it down to help your people out there, because your body has a natural defense system against invasion. So if you keep your immune system pumped up to the max, it will fight off any disease out there, and you will be at ease rather than diseased. You get what I'm saying, my fellow Ethereans? So make sure you smash up the likes, share the video, click the notification bell, and keep that health, keep the wealth, and keep the divine love flowing throughout your Bean. I will catch you on the rebound. Peace and love.